City of Utica, the Common Council failed to do a tax cap override. Common Council President Michael Galimi's on the line right now. Now the vote was 5-4, Mike, but you needed to be 6-3, right? You had to get 6 votes in order to override the tax cap.
Yeah, in order to override the tax cap, you need 6 votes. 1, it would be veto-proof, but 2, that's actually how the state set up the law, yes.
Got it. So we're told that the tax cap is like 1.79% or somewhere in that range?
Yeah, it's in that range. And basically, I mean, since the beginning of the year, I've been assessing how in the past the tax cap override has been considered.
Yeah.
And in years past, it's been considered and voted on prior to even, getting the budget from the mayor and from E&A.
Right.
And we did something a little different this year. We held that off.
I'm glad you did that. I think that's how do you vote on it if you haven't seen the budget, right?
Well, that's exactly what my point was throughout this process was, and Bill Phillips, the new council majority leader, also was a big supporter of this, is that we should genuinely see what's in those pages before we consider the tax cap. So what we did is we figured out exactly, what the drop dead date was to actually consider that override.
Got it.
That date actually was today. We had finance meetings yesterday, and we had, in between our 2 finance meetings with the police department and fire department, we just had a special meeting to discuss a piece of solid waste authority legislation that had a deadline on it. And we also took that opportunity to take the override from the table and actually consider it.
Okay, so one of the issues we're told is now the mayor's proposal is a 1.75% increase. Is that right?
Right.
And so it's under the tax cap. However, it is taking $600,000 from the fund balance, and it's depending on the sale of Hotel Utica. So it's fragile. I would say would be a good word.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would call it fragile, but sorry about that. Making some sandwiches for the kids.
Yeah, okay.
We can relate, Michael. Don't worry about it.
Yes. We're all people, right? So, no, I wouldn't want to call it fragile. What I would say is the reason I wanted to put that on the agenda and have the council consider that at the, right before the date is now that we've seen the budget, now that everyone's actually gone through it, I wanted to say, look, are we comfortable with the fact that we can truly stay below that cap? Yeah. Because everyone genuinely wants to stay below the cap.
Sure.
And we posed the question, and the vote ended up the way the vote was.
All right. So very interesting, and hopefully all this stuff aligns. However, you're still taking $600,000 out of the budget. I know Ed Bachero is uncomfortable with that. I'm assuming everybody is, right?
Well, so there's a lot of different ways the council can deal with that. Right now, they've been going through all the departmental budgets. They've been going through all the revenue streams, all the expenses, and the reality is the mayor has that revenue for the sale of the hotel. Okay, the actual back taxes in the budget. So that's perfectly acceptable. Okay, the hotel's not sold yet, but that is in his budget. Okay,
yeah.
The money coming out of the fund balance is coming out of the fund balance. So I wouldn't say that the actual tax cap is fragile as the budget sits right now.
Okay.
But the reason we took that from the table and wanted to discuss it and actually have that up for debate is we wanted to make sure the council was comfortable moving forward.
And for the
to stay under that cap.
And for the record, I'm not calling the tax cap fragile. I'm calling the revenue that is coming in fragile based on the fact that the deal with the Hotel Utica is not completely done. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing unfolds, and I appreciate your quick response here this morning, Mike. Thanks so much.
And what kind of sandwiches are you making, by the way?
I had turkey with mayo and a PB&J.
All right. I hope that turkey's pasteurized.
Yeah,
good variety.
I'm just waiting to see what's going on with your backyard.
Yeah, that's coming. That was a doozy. Michael, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll take that transition and just tell you quickly. I always, if there's one thing I ever complain about in my backyard, it's what? Squirrels. We have thousands, millions of squirrels. There are millions. And could you imagine me being in a situation where I'm actually trying to save one of them? I'll explain, and that's why I felt kind of somewhat goofy, like Save the Animal Christine over here, who took a turtle to the vet that she found on the road. Here's Christine with an update. 7:46. Okay, just for the record.
The update is the turtle has died.
I did not take a squirrel to the vet, just for the record.
Gave it mouth to mouth.
This was an awful thing. You would have felt it was bad. Here's Christine.